Hey, this is Sky. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Go check out my website at skysworld.com if you want life coaching or mentoring. It's Sunday morning, bright and early. Daily discipline, mind, body, and soul. This is how we get through. I'm going to do my study group for warriors. I don't have to describe how it's done because we didn't get any new subscribers this week. All we did was lose them. I lost a few subscribers yesterday after yesterday's video. Fuck you, motherfuckers. You don't like talking about forgiveness? Go fuck yourself. Let's get into today's lesson. I got some weird stuff I want to talk about. This is a weird Sunday. I'm feeling a little weird. Here's the first thing. Do you guys hear about this? The gateway process. Do you heard about that? The gateway process came out in a 1983 CIA classified report. It was leaked. So it's all about this study that the CIA found and that they continued doing. They found out this information and then put a bunch of money and energy into studying it. What they found out was all about out-of-body astral projection, out-of-body experiences. You ever had an out-of-body experience? I had one once. I should probably tell that story. It's at the dentist's office. But astral projection is a real thing. And what they found out in this CIA 1983 classified report is that through astral projection, you can time travel, you can dimensional travel, and anyone can do it. Some weird shit. What they also found out was that in these other dimensions, there are entities. People don't know what they are. Demons, who knows what they are. That there are non-friendly entities. That's wording from the report. There's non-friendly entities outside our reality. Isn't that weird? This is the CIA. This didn't come from Joel Osteen. This is the CIA talk about this shit. You can have an out-of-the-body experience and induce it, but you have to find a relaxing place. You have to get into a relaxed state of mind, get into kind of a meditative state where you have a very loose focus. And you might be able to try this also. You guys know anything about holographic theory? That's the next one. Let's talk about holographic theory. Holographic theory is the idea that we're living in a hologram. This was kind of a goofy notion 20 years ago when I first heard about it, but now people are starting to really put it together, and it seems like there's a pretty good chance that we're living in a hologram. Everyone from Elon Musk to, also all the smartest people, they all think this. Scientists think this, Michio Kaku, these types of people, they all think this. That there's a lot of evidence. It's a very good chance statistically that we're living in a hologram, and that the statistics of us being real, of this being real and not a hologram, that's pretty far-fetched. That's like 1 in a gazillion. But it basically boils down to that we're living in a simulation. And everything around you, everything, even you yourself, are nothing but light particles. If we're living in a simulation, like a computerized simulation, it would therefore make sense, Einstein's theory, that nobody can go faster than the speed of light. Because you would arrive at a location before the computer program could create that location. A lot of people are really heavy duty on this theory right now. You can find so much information on it. And what I find fascinating is that the holographic theory is coming from science, from atheists. Atheists believe this, which is so weird. How can an atheist believe in a holographic theory of the universe? Because the holographic theory directly implies that someone created it. It's not an accident. It wasn't created by the Big Bang. The entire universe and everything in it is part of this Sim City program, this video game that we're all stuck in. So then the question has to follow of, well, what's outside the game? Who created the game? You get these same people that say there is no God. There's no God. God's a stupid theory. There's no God. And then they say, well, how about this holographic theory and the fact that we were all put into a game? But isn't holographic theory, and I'll end here, go to the next one, give you this to think about. Isn't holographic theory just another way to describe intelligent design? It's your guys' theory, not mine. I didn't create it. You know what Planck's distance is? Planck's distance is basically really tiny. If you want to find out how small Planck is, you have to go trillions of times smaller than the nucleus of an atom. There's a whole microverse out there. Microscopic world that we don't really even know much about. Let's go to the next one. You guys know about the multiple universe theory. The multiple universe theory is basically about other dimensions. We're not talking about the 11 dimensions that we think exist within our reality. You're 3 dimensions. We're all 3 dimensions. We're living in a 3-dimensional existence. There's 4 dimensions, which we can't even understand. Go Google what a tesseract is. But the multiple dimension theory implies that there are parallel universes, and those parallel universes are literally all around us. That every single possible scenario exists. There's a universe where you're the opposite of who you are. There's a universe where you're just slightly different. There's every version you can think of. There's a universe where you're black. There's a universe where you're Chinese. There's a universe where you're rich. There's a universe where you're poor. There's a universe where you can fly. There's a universe where you don't even exist, where your parents never even met. There's a universe where the dinosaurs never became extinct because an asteroid never hit them. There's a universe for every possible scenario. And one of the things that's weird is what they've theorized, they being scientists, is that these multiple universes are literally all around us at all times. It's kind of hard to conceive of. Let's just go back to the microverse for a second before we move on. Newtonian physics breaks down in the microverse. So when you're talking about things like Planck's distance and these really tiny theories of tiny stuff, all of our physics breaks down. Quantum physics, all of it. String theory, all of it. It all breaks down. Let's go to the next one. There's always been a battle, and I find this interesting, between experimental and theoretical physicists. Between the two fields in general, there's a huge difference between an experiment and a theory in physics, maybe in real life and in any field, but theoretical physicists can think up problems and think up all kinds of stuff, and then the experimental physicists go and play with those ideas. And just because something works out theoretically, and the math is tight, it's solid, it works out every time, and you pat yourself on the back and you even get a Nobel Peace Prize for it, It doesn't mean that the experimental physicists are going to be able to do anything with it. Very often they'll take these theories that are rock solid and they run them through experiments and it all breaks down. And they're like, well, that doesn't seem to work. So there's this gap. It's a huge gap between what we theorize and we think we know and what actually works in real life. This may be happening in your life. There may be a gap between the experiment and the theories that you come up with, the way that you think and what actually works out for you empirically. Here's an interesting fact, something to ponder. It's kind of hard to understand. A particle like an electron can exist in all states at once. And electrons are particles and waves at the same time. And they have that double slit experiment where they shoot electrons through a double slit and they realize that, that they're waves and particles. It really makes you question reality. If a particle can exist in all states at once, and you think that you just exist in one state, a particle may exist in all dimensions at once. You think that you're three-dimensional, you may be four-dimensional, you just can't tell. The fourth dimension goes out into the universe. Every item goes out into the universe. These are all three-dimensional items with a four-dimensional side to them that we can't ever see because we are stuck in the third dimension. Let's go to the next one. You ever had deja vu? Deja vu is a glitch in the matrix. Let's go to the next one. Is the universe random? Scientists have thought this for a long time. Is the universe random? Everything is just random. Asteroids are bopping around at random. But you know, if the asteroid that destroyed the dinosaurs, because that's what destroyed the dinosaurs, was an asteroid that hit the Earth, if that asteroid had simply just deviated from its course by 2 feet, 2 feet, that's all it would have had to do is just move 2 feet over in any direction, up or down, any direction, just 2 feet. To deviate from the course that it was on, just a little bit. By the time that it would have reached Earth, because that 2 feet goes exponentially, by the time that it would have reached Earth, it would have missed us completely by miles. The dinosaurs never would have been dead. The dinosaurs would still be alive to this day. We'd have T-Rexes cruising around. It makes you think, is the universe random or is everything happening according to plan? If you guys have settled on a holographic theory and therefore that means there is an intelligent design, there is a God, then is everything happening at random or is everything happening according to a plan like in a program? Let's end on this one. I got another couple pages of this crap. The future is created by the evolving present. So if you think about it that way, you're in control of your future. You're in control of your destiny. Because you have choice in the moment. Your future unfolds before your eyes, but not magically. It's your creation in the moment of now. The future is created in the moment of now. It evolves from the moment of now. What choices are you making right now? Have a good Sunday.